the sun set. But I thought I would give a mental health update. This last year has been really difficult. You can see Z in the background. um, so I started writing my children's book last year about, in January, February. Um, I also wrote my medical story to be published, which helped lead to my children's book being published, at least by a publisher, not being self-published. And so I had to relive a lot of my medical trauma, which I do in a way already as it is because I blog, obviously, Lisa Polyp about it. But this was very intense. It was very focused, a very short amount of time. I wrote my medical story to be published or to be submitted to be published, and it was chosen to be published in the Chronically Empowered book. And I wrote that in a weekend. Um, and then I hyper focused on my children's book, which is also about my rare disease, familial adenomatous polyposis. And so I focused on that for the majority of last year, and it was just a lot. It was published, sorry, there's an airplane. It was published this Rare Disease Day, February 28th of 2022. And so it was a lot of work for a year. And I had my gallbladder surgery, which was my 8th surgery, abdominal surgery anyways, in August of 2021. And then I've had what turned out to be chronic nerve pain ever since then. I got diagnosed with abdominal migraine recently. That's what the cause of all this was. But it's been a very emotional time from reliving my medical trauma to having the surgery again and having to go through all of that, to living with a new chronic pain. I mean, that I wasn't used to. I had chronic pain before, but I was used to that pain. It was managed. I knew what was going on with it. And this was brand new, and it required new adjustments. And I have this really bad habit about putting off counseling and antidepressants when I actually really need them. Because what I try to do is I try to get through it myself, and then I will seek help. And of course, during those times, I am going to my support system for help. But so what would happen is I usually give myself a 3-month range, 3 to 6 months, and if I can't get through it then I will seek professional help. Well, what would happen is that I would have these really bad sessions, these bad episodes, depression bouts, and after a month or 2 or so, I would come out of it and I would do a lot better. But I would cycle, is what happened, is I was cycling through depression. Last February, I went through a Reiki session, and I found it very therapeutic. It was my first Reiki session, and I really enjoyed it. I really actually recommend it as long as you're open to it. I don't know that there's any scientific basis for it, or maybe it's just placebo effect. I really don't know. I don't care. I found it therapeutic. And maybe it was just the person I went to. I don't know. I've never gone to another person for Reiki, and I've only had the one. But I do intend to do it again. But the person I go to, she made it very therapeutic, and it was very helpful for me. It brought up about a lot of things that I hadn't thought about. It brought up a lot of feelings. It was very cathartic. It was very good. So end of last year, I decided that I was going to go back to counseling, and it took me a long time to find a counselor because as you're coming out of a pandemic or during a pandemic, there's a lot of people who also want counseling, and so it took me a long time to get to counseling. But I started, a month and a half ago, I finally found a counselor, and I've been going to her. I had started back on Zoloft. I ended up having some side effects, and I'm not sure if I had these before and just didn't realize it really, or I don't know. But my neurologist was like, "We'll get off the Zoloft and get on something else." So my primary put me on Cymbalta, and that's been almost for about maybe 3 weeks now, almost 4 weeks. And so between that and the counseling, that's really helped. Well, I also went to a mental health retreat this week, and it was just a day focused on self-healing. It was amazing. I'm going to do a blog about it. I'm not going to post it, probably not in April. I'll probably post it in May because I want to post about the abdominal migraines here in April. So be sure to check out lysapollock.com to read more about that. But one of the things that I got to do, which I've wanted to do for a while now since I learned about it, is sound healing or a sound bath, which uses like different musical instruments to, in a meditative state, you get vibrations and different tones. And I got to do 2 this week actually, because I did one at the mental health retreat, and that was a 15-minute one, and I did enjoy it. And then I went to a sound healing ceremony tonight with my mom, and it was probably a 30 to 45-minute one, and it was amazing. So, and tonight they had a lot more instruments than the one I got to do earlier in the week, and it lasted longer, which helped. But what I came out of it was the idea of that I need to open myself up more, and I need to do more cleansing. And I felt like my body was opening. It's just like from my chest out, like it was just, and it felt like there were layers being peeled off like an onion. I envisioned different colors. It was a lot of pinks, reddish colors, and it was like paint, and it was just a matte blank. Well, I mean, it wasn't blank, it was colored, but and it was like I would do like this, and it would change the shade a little bit, but I was just cleaning and making new colors basically. And then at the end of it, like my chest literally felt full. Oh, Azrael's barking. So I signed up for a Master of Consciousness class today. And it's a 28-week course, and it's going to focus on things like concentration, visualization, channeling, manifesting, and I am super excited about it. It's the first time in a long time that I've actually been excited about life. I don't get excited about life very often. It's been kind of a love-hate relationship ever since I had my first surgery at age 9, and then developed PTSD. Sorry, the neighbor's dog is barking. So I thought I would update you guys and keep you along with this journey here on the stream. So I'm going to get off here since the dog is barking and won't stop, and I'll keep you updated. Thank you so much.